Some say the mountains remember. They remember every scream, every echo, every step. But on September 20th, 2002, the mountains fell silent. No cries, no warnings, just sudden, absolute silence. In the heart of the Caucasus Mountains, something impossible happened. A glacier, one that hadn't moved in over 40 years, broke free with apocalyptic force. Within minutes, it buried an entire film crew. Among them was Russia's most beloved actor, Sergei Bodrov Jr. They were never seen again, not a single body, just ice, debris, and questions. To understand why this story haunts a nation, you need to know who he was. Sergei Bodrov Jr. wasn't just a movie star. He was the symbol of a generation. His character in Brother wasn't a superhero. He was an ordinary guy in an extraordinary world, navigating chaos with quiet strength and moral certainty. He wasn't acting. That's who people believed he really was. But Sergei wasn't satisfied with being a face on the screen. He wanted to tell stories, direct them. In 2002, he began filming The Messenger, a mysterious film exploring time travel, guilt, and fate. Many say the themes of the movie eerily mirrored what would happen next. The Kolka Glacier, tucked deep in North Ossetia's Karmadan Gorge, was ancient and dangerous. Locals called it cursed. It had exploded once before, in 1902, killing dozens. Then it was silent for nearly a century. But satellite data months before the 2002 event showed strange movement. Small tremors, shifts in ice. Warnings were ignored. On September 20th at around 7 p.m., Kolka exploded. And not just as an avalanche. What roared down the gorge was more like a pyroclastic flow, like from a volcano. Ice, rock, and gas tore through the valley at speeds over 180 kilometers per hour, melting everything in its path. Rescue crews found trees burned from the heat of friction. That's how violent it was. Sergei and his crew had just wrapped up filming for the day. They were resting, laughing, discussing tomorrow's scenes. They never had a chance. The wave of ice hit so fast, they couldn't even scream. It buried them under 100 meters of debris. There were no survivors, no bodies, no equipment, no cameras. The only sign they had ever been there was the ghostly silence that followed. For weeks, hundreds of rescuers searched the valley. They brought dogs, drones, even heat sensors. Nothing. Geologists couldn't explain why the glacier collapsed with such fury. Some blamed global warming. Others said there was a hidden lake beneath the ice. A few whispered of something stranger, a time trap created by the movement of Earth and energy. Stranger still, exactly 12 years later, in 2014, the glacier partially collapsed again. This time, no one was there, but it was a chilling reminder. Kolka isn't done. Some locals believe the mountain takes who it chooses. They say Sergei's film was doomed from the start. One theory claims that filming in the gorge, a sacred site to the Ossetians, awakened something ancient. Others point to the bizarre coincidences. Bodrov's film was about a man who travels through time and disappears. The crew filmed scenes about vanishing and death in the exact place they would vanish. Days before the event, cameras malfunctioned and strange lights were reported in the sky. Of course, these could all be coincidences. But that doesn't explain why not a single body has ever been found. Today, a memorial stands in Karmadan Gorge. Fans visit it in silence. But many believe Sergei isn't truly gone. That maybe, like his film, he slipped into a different time, a different place. And perhaps one day, the mountain will give back what it took. Until then, the glacier waits.